Good afternoon. I'm Karen Rathke and want to welcome everyone virtually to Heartland United Way's 74th annual meeting. We are so grateful that you joined us today to reflect on a year that was so difficult for many and to thank and celebrate a year of heroic efforts. Let us begin with honoring our 17 United Way community partners. We deeply appreciate all the great things that the United Way partner agencies make happen each and every day. I also have such deep gratitude and immense pride for the tremendous United Way team who have worked so hard this past year. This team on the screen has shared so much local love with grace, compassion, and dedication. Thank you, Stephanie, Cammie, Chris, Tiffany, Elizabeth, Eric, and Jessica. The Heartland United Way has been responding to local needs and society's most pressing problems for over 75 years in Hall, Hamilton, and Merritt counties, and Howard counties. Didn't mean to miss that one. 2020 was unlike any year that we have experienced, and COVID-19 was unlike any challenge we could have imagined. But we were up for it. We were built for this. By the strong community leaders beginning in 1947 who had the vision of a United Way helping and sharing local love. What began with the floods in 2019 and then the global pandemic of 2020, the incredibly generous support of the community provided us the opportunity to be ready to respond and to help bring hope to people who need it most. The tough work that was and will continue to be needed to help communities recover is the very work Heartland United Way does every day. We help feed those facing food insecurity. We prepare children for success, school, work, and life. We connect those in financial distress with resources to pay bills and stay in their homes. In times of crisis, this work became more urgent, the services more vital, the need to partner more essential. Early in the pandemic, the Heartland United Way and our disaster response partners knew the importance of bringing everyone together to communicate and collaborate. Since that first meeting, we have been actively involved with preventing, preparing, and responding to COVID-19 by coordinating weekly community-wide meetings with health, education, employment, and nonprofit leaders, providing PPE like masks, gloves, antibacterial wipes, sanitizer stations, and sanitizers to nonprofits, schools, and churches. Installing electronic communication boards at key locations to connect people with multiple language messaging about COVID-19 testing and now vaccinations, along with community resources to help people through the pandemic. Organizing Kits for Kids, which provided 500 bags of educational and fun items to children during an uncertain time in their lives. Distributing hundreds of food boxes weekly to local churches, food pantries, and local organizations to help alleviate food insecurities. assisting 664 households with over $429,000 in rent, utilities, and other bills, keeping families in their home with their heat and lights on. Supporting 211 as a helpline resource, which had a 20% increase in calls. Helping 4,057 children build their first library of their own by participating in the Imagination Library program. Serving 2,128 children with toys, food, and basic needs through our holiday programs. Yes, in many ways, it has been a year we want to forget, but in more ways than not, it has been a year to remember. A year full of compassion, hard work, and most of all, a whole lot of local love shared. In planning for this year's annual awards, there were so many heroes and outstanding achievements to recognize that we wanted to thank everyone. So that is what we are doing. The Live United and Be the One awards are presented individually to the heroes among us, and collectively to our communities coming together in unprecedented ways to respond in uncharted times. Let's take a look at the highlights of 2020.
We now are up to 3 confirmed cases of COVID-19 in the state of Nebraska.
It hasn't hit the Tri-Cities just yet, and now nursing homes in the area are taking precautions to keep it that way.
If you are feeling ill, please do not enter.
Nursing homes across the Tri-Cities encourage the same message to their visitors as they work to get ahead of the coronavirus outbreak.
We intend to continue to provide you with ways that you can protect yourself and protect others as we continue to put forth the messages of how we can work together in these troubling times to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
The great work that we are all in this community doing together by staying home, by staying connected, by washing our hands, using hand sanitizers is working.
Star Elementary School teachers went stargazing today, or at least that's what they called their parade around Grand Island to visit their students.
The kids anxious to get a glimpse of the teachers they hadn't seen in weeks. Teachers say it meant just as much to them as it did to the students.
We miss our kids, and they miss us, and so we hopefully we'll get to see some faces today and say hi and let them know how much we love them.
750 trunks filled with much-needed food, with over 1,000 in line. The Trinity United Methodist Church in Grand Island upped their numbers this month for their Loaves and Fishes food distribution.
Public health officials credit the clinic's vigilance for catching it early, the kind of step they say will be needed to limit the spread.
As patients enter the Grand Island Clinic, they're greeted by men with masks, checking for signs of respiratory illness.
The clinics are doing a great job of observing their own staff and checking temperatures and taking a lot of extra precautions to ensure that folks are staying healthy. And at some point, we're just going to have to talk about everybody just stay home for a given period of time.
Hi, my name is Tessa, and today I'm going to show you how to make 2 super easy masks at home.
Grand Island Public Schools has been doing meals for 7 weeks now. Today marks a change as families pick up food for 5 days at one time. This site provided meals for around 800 kids in 90 minutes. With 4,100 kids served today, Colleen, that turns out to be 41,000 meals distributed.
I'm here in Grand Island, Nebraska, a city toward the center of the state where quite a number of essential workers live.
Hall County, where Grand Island is located, makes up about 3% of the state's population, but accounts for around 20% of the state's COVID-19 cases. The vast majority of the county's cases are in Grand Island. The city's mayor has close parks, a library, and a public golf course, and says he's been impressed with how well people are complying with social distancing measures.
Our help to agriculture is necessary for the food supply of America.
There's a number of industries that have been given the title of essential. We see being on that list as really a responsibility and a privilege.
Shellpepper says JBS has taken steps over the past few months to keep workers safe.
When I think about closing a facility, I think about our team members, keeping them safe in the plant. I think about the farmers and the cattle feeders that rely on us or depend on us for a consistent market for their product. and then ultimately also think about the consumers and those 14 million people that we're taking care of out of Grand Island every day.
A few miles from JBS is CNH Industrial, which is considered critical. The company makes farm equipment and conducted studies to evaluate social distancing options and installed mechanisms around the factory to help protect workers. Hornady, a small arms ammunition manufacturer that was allowed to stay open under the governor's guidelines, also evaluated safety procedures and decided to continue operating.
We achieved a balance, which is what I've always tried to do as mayor, try to find a balance that acknowledges the seriousness of COVID-19, but it also acknowledges the seriousness of people's livelihood.
But a lot of the focus fell on reopening the school this fall.
We know that we want our kids to be in school, right? And we're doing everything in our power to ensure that that happens, and it happens in a safe way.
While many enter the hospital through the emergency room, help comes in the side door. This FedEx shipment contains 975 doses of a vaccine that will protect frontline healthcare workers.
The Pfizer vaccine has made its way here to central Nebraska. The people who will be getting these doses are the frontline workers who are working directly with COVID patients. So hopefully they'll get a little bit more protection as they do those important jobs.
We continue to work in addressing the pandemic, and over time, we are making some progress. If we look at our dashboard, we can see that we've had about 7,500 positive cases, and that if you look down here on the right, you can see where our numbers were much higher than they are right now.
Hundreds line up for food in Grand Island. The Farmers to Families Food Box program has distributed more than 130 million boxes all across the country. Grand Island has received shipments on a regular basis since last summer. Earlier this week, the Heartland United Way learned they could have 1,000 boxes if they could get them out quickly.
Tuesday afternoon, we got a call that said, hey, you want another truck? And I'm not inclined to say no when someone wants to bring a truckload of food. So we said yes, and things really rapidly fell into place, and I will just credit how many wonderful people just stepped up and said yes.
You just saw highlights of our medical communities, schools, churches, nonprofits, business communities, volunteers working together, and so many people saying yes, who are our true unsung heroes. The 2020 Live United and Be the One Awards are presented to all of you for your heroic COVID-19 community response and relief efforts. Thank you to each and every effort and to each and every person, and congratulations. I now want to thank our board of directors for their service and leadership. We are so blessed with incredibly talented people leading our organization. It's my pleasure to introduce and invite Heartland United Way's board chair, Jenny Picorni, and to thank her for virtually leading our organization through the challenges and opportunities this past year. Jenny.
Thank you, Karen. Welcome to the business part of our meeting. As chair of the Heartland United Way Board of Directors, I would officially call the business portion of our annual meeting to order. As a reminder, any United Way donor is eligible to vote today. It is with deep gratitude for outstanding service that we would like to say goodbye to some of our retiring board members. On behalf of the Heartland United Way, I would like to thank each one of our retiring board members for their vision and service in building stronger communities. Our retiring board members this year are Layla Crow, Diana Hast, Arlen Johnson, Justin Johnson, and Mark Morvick. Thank you again for your local love shared with the Heartland United Way over the last several years. You will be missed on the board. It's also my honor to present the slate of nominees for new board members to begin their service on the Heartland United Board this year. Please join me in welcoming Lisa Albers, Kent Brown, Morgan Manafong, Jim Perney, and Dan Quick. The slate of officers to lead the Heartland United Way and our board of directors is listed on the screen behind me. Board chair this year will be Dr. Matt Gottschall, first vice chair Zach Butts, second vice chair Shauna Graham, treasurer and ethics officer will be Barrett Hahn. We are also very excited to announce the 2021-2022 campaign chairs for Hall, Hamilton, Howard, and Merritt counties. Hall County will be DJ and Kathy Ihusen. Hamilton County will be Kurt Johnson. Howard County will be Tia Jurabek. And Merritt County will be Chelsea Pop. At this time, we need to vote on the nominations for our new board members, board leadership, and campaign chairs. If you are a donor to the United Way, you are welcome to place a vote. Please take out your cell phones and text votes yes or votes no to the number 313131. Again, that's votes yes or votes no to the number 313131. While you're doing that, I just want to add thank you and congratulations. We know you will provide excellent leadership and direction to make great things happen to all of our new board members.
Jenny, on behalf of the Heartland United Way Board of Directors, I want to thank you for your outstanding leadership this year, and you get this gavel as a token of our appreciation. Thank you for your leadership.
Thank you, Matt.
It is also my pleasure to be able to announce the 2020-2021 campaign recognition. These great folks did not realize that they were going to be joining us in the middle of a pandemic, so we thank you for your leadership and perseverance during this unique time. So it's with deep appreciation to introduce and thank this year's campaign chairs. From Hamilton County, Kurt Johnson. From Howard County, Tia Jurabek and Nancy Harrington. From Merritt County, Jordan Fisher and Chelsea Pop. And our Howell County campaign chairs, Denny and Jane Smith. We're very grateful for their great work that they have done this year and your volunteer efforts. Jane Smith will now provide an update on the campaign.
Thank you, Matt. Who knew when Denny and I agreed to chair the campaign this year that it would be amid an international pandemic? Thankfully, our pace-setter businesses remained a strong and stable part of our campaign. We would like to give a huge shout out to the top 6 campaigns: Chief Industries, Principal, Hornaday Manufacturing Company, 5 Points Bank, JBS, and CNHI. You folks have made a difference. Pace-setter businesses make up approximately 65% of our campaign total. We are so grateful to live in the Heartland area, where employers as well as employees are so willing to give back. We are so fortunate for the support of Principal and the Loaned Executive Program. This year we had the joy and pleasure of working with Sarah Wilson. Thank you, Sarah, for all your wonderful contributions to this campaign. You made work fun. Anyone who donates more than $500 is considered part of our Builders Club. 409 donors donated a total of $543,945.45 What a tremendous group of contributors. And of those, 69 were new to the Builders Club. That is just fantastic. Thank you all. There's a special group of donors, the Alexis de Tocqueville donors, who have donated $10,000 or more to the campaign. Their names are listed above on your screen. We are so fortunate to have 7, and thank you immensely to them. Tom and Kim Dinsdale graciously donated a 2020 Hyundai Veloster, and while our 25 Keys of Christmas was a bit different this year, we were still just as excited to give the car away. This year's winner was Kurt Hacker. He won the campaign car. Kurt, we appreciate your donation, and Tom and Kim, thank you so much for your continued generosity. The traveling trophy is presented to a business that had the biggest increase in participation. This year, the trophy was presented to CMBA Architects. They increased their participation by 40%. They had some fun raffle baskets and are also being recognized as a gold pace setter. Thank you, CMBA, for your support. The pandemic caused many of us to get creative and uncomfortable, but this year's employee campaign coordinator definitely stood up to the challenge. She agreed to do the first online campaign with their employees. They were able to incorporate some of their traditional campaign and still had fun in the end, and they did have a very successful campaign. Please help me congratulate April Jill with Equitable Bank for Employee Campaign Coordinator Award. Thank you and congratulations, April. Now we're going to need a drum roll. It is with so much pride and joy that I get to announce this year's campaign total of $1,320,824. Yay! Each and every one of you, and you, played such an important role. I can't thank you enough. Danny and I were thrilled to be chairman. We thank the staff for their entire year of hard work working with us, and we thank you all very much. And with that, I'll turn it back to Karen.
All right, well, thank you. I need to give you a hug. Thank you, Jane, and you and Denny have just led by example with such heart, passion, determination. I mean, it is hard to say no to Jenny or to Jane, and Denny then just comes in and he's like your best wingman ever to really be a great dynamic team and to rise to the challenge of difficult times and just really recruited a lot of great volunteers, and that leading by example was just huge for everybody to just feel like we need to all step up and do what we can to really support our 17 community partners and the people in Hall, Hamilton, Howard, and Mary County. So we have a very special gift, but I'm going to present that to you later because it's just hard to do some of those things virtually. So thank you. In closing, and on behalf of the Heartland United Way staff and the Board of Directors, we would like to extend a sincere thank you to all of you for your support, your hard work, your resiliency, and most importantly, your local love. As a small token of our appreciation, we have a gift for you, a gratitude box sponsored by C&H Industrial, along with Matt and Michelle Gottschall. And we have this little box here in front of us. We're going to tease you up, but this is what the boxes will look like. There are all kinds of fun things that have been donated by some of the people and businesses on the screen. And so stop by our Heartland United Way office. We are going to be open, we're always open, 8:30 to 4:30 every day. And we're located at 1441. And so the boxes will be available on a first come, first served basis. So be sure to get your box soon. And I also want to give a huge shout out to Taylor Jones and the Third City Christian Church here in Grand Island for hosting this great event, and certainly Cammie Benson here at the United Way. She is back on the keyboards, as they would call it, in the sound booth. And then Stephanie Kissler, who has been helping us so much as well. So a huge thank you to everybody for really just supporting so many nonprofits and volunteer efforts during this tough 2020 year, and for all of you doing what we can to make it a safer and healthier communities going forward. And hopefully 2021 is just going to bring about a lot of great things. So thank you, everyone, and we appreciate it.